Hi, my name is Ana Paula Padilla Martinez, and today I'm going to talk about my second time that I went to Disneyland. The time I went, I was 13 years old, and I went with my whole family my father, my mother, and my two siblings, my older sister, Andrea, and my youngest brother, Arturo. I remember that day as if it was yesterday. I was very nervous in the airport because I don't like planes, but I was very excited at the idea of going to Disneyland. But I remember that the plane wasn't that bad because my brother accidentally ended in the pilot's cabin and he asked us to stay. And it was very exciting and interesting because it was very big but at the same time a small space. But the view was incredible and all the bottoms seemed very interesting and how the airplane work was very exciting. When we arrived, it was already night, so we went to pick some fast food for dinner and then we went to the hotel to have some sleep. The very next morning was the interesting part. We woke up very early in order for us to have the whole day and spend it at the park. We got dressed up and took the bus that would take us to Disneyland. The first part that we visited was Disney, the castle, the first one. The next morning, we woke up very early in order for us to have a lot of time in the park. We dressed up very quickly and headed to the bus that would take us to Disneyland. I loved this park because it was very big and the castle was the prettiest one that I have ever seen. We went to visit all the princesses and princes and all Disney animation cartoons and characters. And of course, we went to all roller coasters and all games that we could. We stood very late that night because there was a magic show where the whole castle was lighting up with pictures, with fireworks, and Tinkerbell from Peter Pan appeared flying above us, and it was very magical, and I love it. The next morning, we did the same routine. We woke up very early, we had breakfast, and we dressed very quickly. We headed to the bus that took us to Disneyland, but this time we went to Epcot Center. I loved this park because it was about the future and the past. The first game that I went there was about the future, and I had a lot of fun because at the end it predicted my future and it said that I will have a flying car, and I had a lot of fun. There in Epcot Center, I ate at a French restaurant. It was very interesting because they had a lot of dishes that seemed very strange for me. It was the first time that I ate escargots, and it doesn't taste as bad as it seems. After we finished eating, we went to the old country's carpets. I learned a little bit of every country there. It was very interesting and I had a lot of fun. I also went to Mexican carpet and the game was very colorful, playful and with loud music, and it had a lot of sombreros and mustaches. After that, my family and I went for an ice cream because we were completely thirsty and tired. We enjoyed it very much. I remember I had one with vanilla flavor, and it was my favorite because it had tasted delicious. That night we stood very late too because we stood at the Disney parade. There, all characters from Disneyland would march passing around and dancing with very lightened cars and decorated an animation. And I remember that my favorite one was the mermaid because they simulated very good the ocean, and I love mermaids. The same night, my family bought a turkey leg for all of us, the five members, but it was very big, so none of us could finish it. But I remember that it was completely delicious. We were so tired that we couldn't stay any longer, so we went back to the hotel to have some sleep in order for us to have a very big day the next morning as well. The very next day, we had a very unfortunate event, but lucky for us, we got it to prove. We were planning going to Universal Studios, but my mom unfortunately forgot the entrance tickets, and we didn't realize it until we were there, already in the park. So we were planning going back to the hotel for the tickets, but unfortunately the distances there are very long and extended, so we wouldn't be there for time. So we shift that day for shopping. And it really was improved because I love shopping. I really do. And it was very fun. And the very next morning we got to go to Universal Studio. We went to Harry Potter resorts and I had a lot of fun because I love all Harry Potter movies. So my conclusion here is that you ask me if I will go to Disneyland again, my response will be definitely yes because I love Disney and I love the parks and I had a lot of fun. And I recommend you you go as well, because you'll never regret it, and it's an experience you'll never forget.